Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday, Bubbly Sunday. I couldn't be more excited to be here today and make some great food. Today is kind of like family day. I'm making a lot of two things. One that my father always makes on Sundays, and two that really is so indicative of my mom and makes me think of home. And there is a very good reason why I've decided to do that, because I needed to feel the presence of my parents and their love today. On Friday, my doctor ordered me what's called the SARS-CoV-2 antibody IgG test. And I found out yesterday that my results are positive. This means that I was, in fact, exposed to the coronavirus. So in the last 24 hours, I've had this really series of mixed emotions, and what I thought would be really good news has left me somewhat confused, I think, like most people. There are so many unanswered questions at this point, and with what I realized that all of this, that caution, distance, and self-care should be on the top of my list and also on the top of everyone's list. I encourage everybody watching right now to call your doctor to see if you can get tested for the antibody. They've released it here in California. It was really easy for me to get. I made a phone call. I went to Quest. I was able to get that appointment, and I found out within a day. Not only is the test important for you to know, but it's also important from a data standpoint for our state to know, and every state out there. The states need to know how many people have been infected and how many people have the antibody so that they can make some decisions on when to open up. Now, having the antibody doesn't necessarily mean that I am free of getting the virus. The science has not told us anything about that yet. But it's a very important next step in this arc of my own story and the story of this virus in general. I will say this. I am so fortunate to be here right now, to be alive, and to use this platform to bring a little bit of joy into each and every one of your lives. So I called my mommy this morning and my dad, and they did what they always do so well. They made me feel okay. And they told me that they love me. And even at the age of 48, hearing my mom and dad's words can still soothe me into a place of comfort and like I'm at home. So of course, today I'm going to be making two dishes that are so representative of home and my parents. The first one that I've started yesterday actually is my father's beef soup. He makes this on Sundays at home quite a bit, and we put pastina in it, and it's absolutely delicious. He makes it with oxtail, but I had all these leftover steak bones, so I decided that I would use my steak bones. And we'll tell you all about that very soon. But first, let's talk about bubbles, because it's Sunday Bubbly Sunday, and I'm so happy to have tasty Macrostie bubbles sitting in front of me. They are amazing. But before we talk about bubbles, let's talk about Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie Kennedy, as many of you know, runs the tasting room and hospitality at Macrostie, and she is amazing. She and her team have created one of the most unique tasting experiences in wine country. From being greeted as you arrive at the door with a glass of wine, to the welcoming atmosphere of the tasting room, and the amazing attentive people that are on hand pouring and educating you on Macrostie's Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays, Macrostie has set a new standard in wine tasting, and it's an excellent one, and one that everyone should seek to achieve. Over the past 3 decades, Macrostie Winery and Vineyards has established itself as one of Sonoma County's defining wineries, tasting room aside. They are a leader in bright, balanced, and age-worthy styles of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And today, Macrostie is guided by Sonoma County visionary and founder Steve Macrostie, along with talented winemaker Heidi Breidenhagen. They are together making some of the finest wines in the winery's storied history. So they use grapes from farmed legendary wine growing families. And if you live in Sonoma County, you know these names: the Duttons, the San Giacomos, the Martinellis, the Bacigalupis, all these amazing Italian people growing great grapes. Steve's own Wildcat Mountain is also used in sourcing fruit. So Macrostie's Sonoma Coast wines have really established themselves as a benchmark. They're a rare intersection between this like small lot winemaking, fair pricing, and just complete delicious wines that are achieved by working with some of this county's most amazing vineyards. So this 2018 Brut that I absolutely love, let's pour a glass because, I mean, I can't talk and not smell and taste. It's beautiful. The color is beautiful. It's light and bright. It has developed a really mature aroma, a profile of brioche and yellow apple, I think is like the best way to describe it. And the palate, so crisp and acidic. Flavors of lemon, absolutely. Lemon, citrus, and fresh pear. Has this creamy, rich, sensational finish. It is really, really incredible. So I will have the URL where you can buy this incredible wine. They have 1 cent shipping until April 30th. And if my gal, Lisa Marie's watching, maybe you can just confirm that. And I think there's another deal. I think it's $10 on 2 to 10 or 2 to 11 bottles of other wines that you can have shipped to you. So $10 shipping deal. Please take a look at this wine, take a taste of this wine. And when the world reopens, I talked to Lisa Marie this morning, they're figuring out how they're going to manage reopening, but they're hoping that it's going to happen around May 13th. It's going to depend on the county, but you need to go and check out Macrostie. Lisa Marie, thank you so much for getting me these wines. And guess what, everyone? She also sent me rosé. So next week at some time, we will be sipping on some of their rosé. So you'll get to know what that's all about as well. Hey, every day that I'm doing this, there's a picture that sits in front of me. And I love to talk about artists in the Bay Area. This picture sits in front of me. It says, "You are what you eat." It was created by my friend Darwin Bell. He's on Instagram at Darwin Bell. He's so talented. I think one of his images, my friend Kate Ellison told me, just got picked up by the New York Times recently. He's really talented. So check out his work because I think it's definitely worth seeing. And he wrote this for me way back in the day. I'm just reading this now. Remember, you really are what you eat. So stop. I won't finish reading that. That's not for prime time. I thought it was going to be something really nice, but it was something a little naughty. Okay, so I've got 2 dishes here. I'm going to set this big pot here because this is what I've been making, if you can see it. I've been making this beef stock. I had leftover bones from steaks we had the other night. I've got a lot of steam coming up in my face. I have cabbage, half of a cabbage. I've got my mirepoix, celery, onions, carrots. I got my steak bones. And I have bay leaf and black peppercorns. I put that all in the pot. I filled that up to the top of all of those ingredients and I set it on the stove and it's been boiling down for quite some time. I started it yesterday, took it off when I went to bed, put it in the fridge, and now it's back on. It's going to cook down a little bit longer. When I'm done, I'll strain it and I'll put what's called pastina in it. It's like these little tiny, weeny little pastas. My sister knows this soup well and I know that she's watching. So if I said anything wrong, Amy, please let me know. But Amy, and confirm this, Dad uses oxtails, so he makes an oxtail soup. This is made with steak bones. You can make it with any kind of beef bones, but the oxtail soup is actually super tasty. So the other dish that we're making today is what my mom calls deviled shrimp. We had this at parties growing up. I think it goes really well with bubbles. It's great at brunch time. So I'm starting with cooked shrimp. You can cook the shrimp yourself or you can buy it frozen in a bag like I did. I bought this shrimp from Whole Foods. This is a 32-ounce bag and it's 16 to 20 is the size of the shrimp. So 16 to 20 shrimp per pound. So you start with this, but you have to make your dressing. So this is pretty simple to make. It's like that vinaigrette we made the other day. These are all of the ingredients. You've got about a quarter cup of red wine vinegar into a half cup of olive oil. That's extra virgin olive oil, and I used Olive Queen, as you know, my favorite. Then I have my little spice mixture. This is a half a teaspoon of ground mustard, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper. And get that in there. I'm sorry, a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of pepper. And I will whisk this up really well. Whiskey. Okay, you got it whisked up really well. So then the other things that go in here, and it's so simple. I get black olives. You can use any kind of black olives you want. I just love the black olives in a can. It takes me back to the 70s when my mom made this all the time at a big party we used to throw up in the mountains. So that goes in there. Slices of lemon to give it that little extra little bite. And it looks pretty. And then red onion, about a half of a red onion cut. It goes in there like that. So add in your dressing and we'll stir this up a bit. And then serve it. I love to serve this in a big see-through glass bowl because it looks absolutely beautiful. It's such a great little party pleaser. And it's like a different type of shrimp cocktail that looks absolutely beautiful. So here you go. These are my deviled shrimp and my beef soup. I'm gonna be so happy and homey today, and I'll drink some more bubbles, and I'm gonna have a good one. I hope that everyone is having a great day. Jamie Jean Wilson, I see that you're watching, and I said this yesterday. I have your necklace, so come to the market and get it. Okay, Jonathan Teal, I love you. Dan O'Leary, I love you. Steve Colbert, I love you. Amy, I love you. Shannon, I love you. Robin, it's so nice to see you. I love you. Mary Adams, what? Holy moly, that's a blast from the past. Robin Adams, Ryan George, that's crazy. Michelle Constantine, hello. All these people that I love. Nancy Birnbaum, no way. This is so great. I love doing this. Otto Walker Willis, Nina Shiota, thank you. Mo O'Hara, love it. Beth Barr, Maljerry Lindley, hello. Andy Shaw, Heather Prowse, Donna Prowse, all the people I love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really wonderful day. And please, please, for your own health and safety, go get tested. Whether you are tested for COVID itself or you're getting tested for the antibody, the state needs the data and you need to know, okay? Everyone have a wonderful day. Oh, and the banana bread was really good. I see that you just asked that question. Jonathan Teal made me a delicious banana bread. It was a banana raspberry bread with a wonderful icing on top. And I tasted it and it was amazing. And he said that he was going to give me the recipe so that I could give it to everyone. So Jonathan Teal, did I say Danathan? I think I did. Jonathan Teal, if you can please send me that recipe and I'll get it up for everyone to see. Okay? I'm going to add a little more pepper to this and have everyone have a lovely day. I'm going to get these images and recipes up online very quickly. Bye.